Hey, congratulations on finishing up on your Clearvite protocol. I know that that was a very restrictive diet and it had a lot of things that you couldn't eat on it, but kudos to you for sticking through on it. I know you probably feel better, and going through that and doing a liver detox, you probably just feel really great. So let's talk about what's next and how do we take that and build on it for what we're doing in the future. So the first thing that I want to say about the powder that you were using to make the shakes. If you enjoyed that and you want to use it as a meal replacement every day, feel free to do that. I actually make a shake, my husband and I, about once a day, like to replace a meal. It's a quick, easy breakfast. Sometimes I'll make it for lunch if I have to just do something quick for lunch, or even for dinner. So it's not that you can't do that, that it's only for this specific little 3-week time period. So if you like that and you want to do that, let us know, and we'll tell you how to get your hands on that. I will just add a little bit of extra collagen, just pure collagen, to that mix, and then that way I'm getting all of the gentle detox and liver support that's in the Clearvite, but a little extra protein if I'm using it to replace a meal. So just something to think about on that. The other thing is to let's take the eating and not go, okay, I'm done with that, now I'm just back to my regular eating plan. So what you noticed is that you've eliminated grains, well, wheat specifically. Maybe you're eating some other grains like quinoa and rice on the program, but you've eliminated wheat products, and chances are you feel better on that. Most of the people that I work with will end up telling me that they feel better if they just eliminate or greatly reduce gluten from their diet. So I feel like it's not really even the wheat that's the problem, it's what is being sprayed on it. We get wheat products, even if they're labeled organic, they still contain high levels of a nasty chemical called glyphosate, and that is a chemical that disrupts our hormones, and so it causes leaky gut. It can dysregulate hormones like insulin and leptin and female hormones and thyroid hormones and all kinds of things. So I think if you can just get your mind around, like, hey, wheat products, they should be a very rare exception if they're consumed at all. I think it's almost impossible to say I'm never ever going to touch a piece of wheat again, but I think if you think about 90 to 95% of the time I am going to have compliance with that, that is a great thought moving forward. So just control what you can. If you accidentally come into contact with it or something, or you have to eat it, then I understand that. But that would be the first thing. And then the other thing is, you've probably noticed that you're consuming a lot more produce, vegetables, and a little bit of fruit and things like that. So I want to encourage you to keep that up, because that's where your nutrients come from. And so, you know, I always tell people, try to get twice as many veggies as you are fruit. And that's because the fruit is higher in the sugar and things like that. But just that's a real easy way, without counting a bunch of servings and macros and all that kind of stuff, to think, okay, I'm going to eat more veggies than I do fruit, twice as many. And then let's talk about the tomatoes. The reason that we took tomatoes out is because they can be inflammatory in some people. So if you introduce those back in and you don't notice a problem with it, go ahead and continue to eat them, because there's a lot of nutrition in tomatoes, and for some people they can be a problem and some people can tolerate them fine. Everybody has a little bit of a different tolerance for that. So that's how I would address that. And then the other thing is, we're also going to start adding back eggs. And what you want to do is, anytime you reintroduce something, we're going to see how you feel with it. If you felt better without it, you might consider, like, hey, I need to keep that at a minimum again, and take that out as much as I can. So that is how, anytime you've been on some kind of restrictive diet and you want to reintroduce and retest some things and see how you do, add back one thing at a time. wait about 4 days of changing only that. So don't go back and add in eggs and tomatoes and everything else you've given up on the Clearvite protocol, and then go, oh, I feel bad again. And you don't know which one it is. So you want to just pick the thing that is, pick one thing at a time, introduce it, wait about 4 days, notice if you start feeling bloating, headaches, joint pain, your skin starts to break out, any of those negative effects that can be had when foods trigger you. The other thing that I want to say is typically, in most cases, we start with this Clearvite protocol. We do this for a period of time for our 3 weeks. And then we have maybe a week or two in here until we meet again and get everything on schedule. And then we jump into another diet protocol. And I have a whole video and I'll explain all of that too. The focus is a little different with that. It's not a liver repair focus. It is a digestive and gut repair focus. So we'll have some different sets of foods that we're rotating in and out. It's essentially an elimination diet, and you'll get even more clarity on some of the foods that commonly trigger people to have negative side effects. So we're going to be going into that. So what I don't want you to do is go, oh, I finished this, I'm going to go have pizza and ice cream and all the 15 things that I missed. If you feel like you absolutely need to have like a cheat day between these two programs, go ahead. Like, just eat a few of the things, get it over with, and then get back as fast as you can. I get that this is a process and not everybody's perfect, but try to use what you've just done to lay the groundwork for moving on and continuing to eat a diet focused on good proteins and a lot of fresh whole produce, vegetables mainly, and then some fruit thrown in there too, and healthy fats. So that's how you transition. Just do the best you can trying to maintain that, and then we'll talk about what comes next with the intestinal repair protocol. We'll have another protocol like this with a list of foods just like we did for that.